let's review this. It's the Indesit Innex. Well, there's no Innex written on it, but yeah, it's Indesit Innex with push and go, not push and wash. I'll explain more of that in a second. We have our new wool care sticker, so unfortunately that means we lose the distribution wash action on the wool cycle. Yeah. Anyway, it's the 8 kilogram variant. You can have a 9 kilogram variant. It's pretty much exactly the same, only they crossed out 8 and wrote down 9 instead. But yeah, that. And it has a total of 23 programs and 0 wash modifiers. Yeah. You can't have extra rinse, there's no easy iron, you can't add on any additional options. So everything that we have, so actually technically this can be look like a little bit of a lower version of the BWA series, in a way. Yes, 23 cycles, even though there's only 16 written on here. I'll show you what I mean. Right, anyway, door, it's on a ratchet, handle there, just pull. So there we go, we've got a QR code for product information that should take you straight to the Indesit site. Model number BWE81496X WV UK as our reference to it. Then also you got our serial number and production number and industrial code. This door hinge, yeah, it doesn't go all the way back, it only opens to around 135 degree and it is quite stiff. It works, but it's just a little bit stiff, that's all. It doesn't swing smoothly. Never mind. Drum, standard drum, but I can't turn it because the new induction motor, and I can't turn it because of the new inverter motor. It will just stop it, unfortunately. Standard drum, it's been carried over for far too long now. Even the door seal, strangely, or shall I say unusually, this is the old door seal. So there's a lot of the new door seal is a bit like a Whirlpool one, so it has much bigger holes instead down here, and it kind of folds over a bit better down into the plastic, but they are still attached to the standard drum like this, and of course the 10 kilo titanium drums. So it's a bit odd even at this stage to still be using the old type door seal. Never mind, it's nice and clean anyway. Right, we've got our bright orange 10-year guarantee for parts. It's actually 1 year guarantee and 10-year parts guarantee, but only if you use Indesit or Hotpoint and pay for their call-out charge of like £169. I think it's actually not that, it's about £129, but I don't know. I've not looked into it for a while, but it's a lot of money. So it's really only good if you need a new drum or you need a new motor, because it's cheaper to do that way round than or you need a new board. If you need a new pump or whatever, it's just cheaper to get out a local independent. Anyway, also down here we've got our kit plate. It's quite scuffed. It's clearly been hoovered along the side there. Obviously, my instructions are exactly the same. You put a flat bladed article like a kitchen knife in there. That comes down, your filter's behind there. So there we go, there's our list of 16 programs. But I said there was 23, didn't I? Well, there is. So you have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, we'll start off with the first program, which isn't actually on the dial. It is Push and Go. Quick wash, 30 degrees and easy iron. It allows you to wash 3.5 kilograms of mixed cotton and synthetics at 30 degrees. And effectively, it will end with a steam phase at the end of the cycle. All done in just 59 minutes. Ends with 1200 spin, and at 30 degrees. And that's how you cancel a cycle. Simply pause, hit on off, it'll count down 3, 2, 1, it'll go off, and when we turn it back on, the machine is now reset. Next program we'll do this one over here. Push and hold the bottom and top buttons for a few seconds, and we have auto clean. What auto clean does, you put nothing in. The good thing about auto clean on the Indesit and Hotpoints is you can use liquid cleaner, put it straight in the drum, and it will not drain it out. Yeah, it's actually been designed correctly, unlike nearly every other brand. Oh well, anyway, there's that. Now we'll actually go into the actual programs. We'll turn it on. So program 1 is cotton steam. It allows you to wash 8 kilograms of normal soiled cotton in an hour and a half, and it ends with a steam phase. There's something a bit wrong with that, because when we actually have a look at it, max temperature is 40, max spin is 1000 RPM. The problem is, it is rapid 60 with a steam phase. So how is it going to wash moderately soiled laundry? It might wash a half load that's normally soiled in this time, but not a full load. Anyway, because of course it's a rapid 60, it is correct in not allowing you to go to 60 degrees for a full load. But that doesn't stop you from using rapid 60 with a full load at 60 degrees. Anyway, then we've got shirts steam. This actually is a genuine shirts program at 40 degrees and a 600 spin, and ends with a steam phase, and it works really, really well actually. I sure indeed took the shirts out and they were actually crease free, really bizarrely. So all I had to do with them then was to just put them on hangers, hang them up, let them naturally dry, and yeah, you've got crease free shirts. It really works, and this is a proper shirt cycle. Right, then we've got program 3. It's called Aerial Pods. Why didn't you just not call it Pods? The reason why I'm saying this is because Pods belongs to Procter & Gamble. Every other manufacturer has to use the word tabs, or liquid tabs, or capsules. Pods exclusively is to P&G only. But it's called Aerial Pods, insisting that you can only put aerial pods in, not fairy pods. Not the old Daz pods, not the old not bold pods, just aerial. Why just name it pods? Just name it pods program, that's it. You would have been great and you would have covered all of P&G stuff without limiting to just one of the 4, 5, 6 brands that they've got on this market. And on top of that as well, abroad, where they have different manufacturers for pods by P&G under different names, they wouldn't have had to change anything. Anyway, this allows you to wash 4.5 kilograms with one standard pod, not the mega pod, the standard pod, in just 59 minutes at 30 degrees, and ends with a 1000 RPM spin. Yeah, this is just a rapid program limited to 30 degrees. I'm not joking there. Rapid 60, limited to 30 degrees. That's it. There's no other changes. But hey ho, there's marketing for you. Then we've got the wool cycle at 40 degrees, and as I said right at the start, unfortunately with the new little logo down here, it means that it's just the standard gentle tumbling action. Max load 2 kilogram in a high water level with just gentle wash action. Ends with 800 spin, that hasn't changed. So there's that. Then we have 20 degrees. This allows you to wash a full load of cotton laundry at 20 degrees that's lightly soiled in an hour 50. Despite being an hour 50 long, this isn't like it's just cotton at 20. This is designed more to work with detergent at low temperatures, but is mostly a cotton profile. Anyway, 20 degrees. Right, again, that's still carried over from every Indesit and Hotpoint going, and it's annoying and it needs to stop. Because I've messed about with the spin cycle here, when I continue it over to there, it then continues any options that you've already pre-selected. Look, because I've messed about with the temperature here, when I've gone to back to number 4, it's now saying 20 degrees. See what I mean? This still annoys me. It's still not been fixed. Right. There we go. Then we've got program 6. It is cotton program. Full load of cotton laundry. It does 3 proper rinses. It will sense the load size and will reduce time for the wash if needed. It will obviously run a full 1400 spin, and while it presets at 40, you can have a lower temperature. Or you can go to 60. Synthetics at 40 degrees, made for washing half load 4 kg of synthetics and man-made fibres, such as polyester. Presets at 40, but you can go happily up to 60. Again, changing the temperature will also lower the time. For example, 3 hours 10. Spin speed 1200, which is lower than my slightly older BWE81496X, which is 1400 spin. Program 8 is mixed. This is mixed colour that's been carried on for years and is the go-to program, I say, for pretty much anybody. 40 degrees, full load of cotton. So it has a relatively shorter wash. 2 rinses. Still has a full fast spin though. Presets at 40, which can be lowered if you wish, and the time will lower with it. Then we've got Eco 4060. This achieves the energy rating for this machine, so it uses the least amount of water, least amount of energy. The time will be lower for a smaller load using less energy. Obviously, 40 degrees, 1400 spin. Then we've got white, just as white. It's white cotton, and it will preset at 60 degrees. It's 2 hours 35. It will be less time the smaller the load. Right. We have our variable temperature. We can have 60. We've got 50, and this is where I'm going to show you all the temperatures. 50, 40, 30, 20, and off. It should be the same. So obviously 90, 70, and obviously back to 60 again. This version doesn't carry out a pre-wash on the 90 or 70 programs. 1400 spin as normal. Then over here we've also got our time delay, and it's time delay, so whatever I select, it will do that. So it will say delay for 3 hours 30, count that down, then it will start the cycle. Half an hour steps to 10 hours, and then 1 hour steps to 24 hours. This button here is key lock. Once it's selected, so you can still switch it off, but you will have to press and hold. Then we've got this here. It is your 3 additional programs. So we've got pizza, which is actually food, mechanical, and then grass. So effectively it's food, oil and grime, and then grass and dirt. If you notice, time has massively jumped up. They can only be used between 60 and 30 degrees. The time will change on the different temperatures and not necessarily go down. They might also go back up as well. Right, so the reason why I'm counting that as a program and not an option is because it's a completely different profile altogether. It's not necessarily a wash modifier. Right. It can only be used also, of course, on the white program. You can't use it on any other program other than that, which is kind of annoying really, because what they should have done was put the word 10 with the little dashes. That would have made more sense. Oh well. With the stain program, you can still use a full load, and of course it will still lower the time the smaller the load. Right. Then we got program 11. So again, you have 3 programs built into this, which is selected by this button here. You have a 20 degree, 800 short spin, 20-minute wash that carries out with 1 rinse, made for washing just 1.5 kilograms of lightly soiled laundry. Yeah, that. Rapid 45, which allows you to wash a half load, 4 kilogram of mixed cotton and synthetic laundry that is lightly soiled at 40 degrees and 1200 spin. And a 60-minute, 60 degree, which can also be lowered, 1000 spin cycle made for washing lightly soiled cotton laundry up to 8 kilogram, a full load. Yeah, this goes back to program 1 here, which I said runs that program just at 40 instead of 60, and it says for medium soiled laundry. Whatever, right. Then we've got program 12. Rapid 45 minutes, full load. And the difference between this and the Rapid 45 is nothing. Rapid 45 full load allows you to wash 8 kilogram instead of 4 kilogram, but the actual profile of the wash is exactly the same. Near enough. There are slight tweaks within the spin, but other than that, no, it's exactly the same. Washes up to 40 degrees and ends with a 1200 spin. No different. Then we've got the duvet cycle. This allows you to wash up to 3.5 kilograms of duvet. Effectively, a big double duvet can fit in there, or a autumn king size duvet can fit. Presets at 30 and can't go any higher. That still annoys me even now that you can't go up to 40 or 60. Never mind, but it works really well. It will remove stains. It uses a high water level during the wash with quite vigorous wash action, to be honest. So it works. And ends with 1,000 spin for your polyester duvets. Then we've got program 14, delicates at 30 degrees. Spin presets at 600 RPM. So again, this is the updated programming. You can either have that, or you can just switch off the final spin, which will hopefully lower the time. Doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't actually. I think actually, if you don't, it will just kind of tumble for 5 minutes. Delicates is designed for washing 1 kilogram of your most delicate laundry going, silks or stuff that's labelled hand wash. It uses a incredibly high water level and ends with and has 2 rinses, and of course limits the temperature to 30 degrees, which you can turn that off if you wish. Then we got rinses and spin. It says rinse and spin, but it's rinses and spin. It's 2 cotton rinses followed by the cotton final spin. Doesn't look like Indesit have modified it properly, so if you select no spin, it won't do just distribution. It looks like it will still continue even after all that time. But that also being said, I think I've not tried it yet, but I will try it. Then we got spin. Ooh. Spin and drain. It's the cotton's length spin. It says 10 minutes, but it actually does it in about 8. Presets at 1400, and you can change that as well. Oh, that's interesting. It gives you a 1300 variable spin. That's interesting. They give you 1300 instead of 500. And if we go switch the spin off, it'll come up with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it'll do drain only. Right, that's all the programs. Now, our detergent dispenser, we have our fabric softener compartment here. The little siphon has the max level on it, so don't go beyond it. You will get about 100 millilitres of fabric softener in, so it's plenty big enough. You'll get 150 millilitres of powder in the pre-wash, up to obviously there. You can get up to 300 millilitres. Well, up to 300 millilitres in the main wash, but you got 200. This is where it gets interesting. Marked on the drawer. There's 50 ml. And then here, if we put this in to there, then we can have liquid detergent up to 150 millilitres. Right, also here on the display we have wash and rinses, final spin, and then we've also got a little drain icon just underneath there as well. Right, what to give this out of 10 then? Well, I've got to take everything into consideration. This is the very last generation of Innexes as like this, made by Indesit. The future, don't know. There's a new My Time out with push and go on, weirdly. That's actually made by what looks to be like TCL or another Chinese manufacturer that makes all the Willow and Creda and Cheek machines. Anyway, so the future of the Innex, this could be a last of the true proper Innexes on the market. And what can I say about this? Well, apart from the fact you got variable spin, variable temperature, but that's quite normal. The fact you got no wash options is a little bit of a bummer, but at the same time, doesn't really matter because, to be honest, how often do you actually use them? Right, let me go through another couple of other things as well. The steam function works well on the shirts, not so much on a cotton when it's a full 8 kilo. On top of that, because it is steam, it's generally making them quite wet for when they come out. So, to be honest, it's a little bit pointless. The other thing is that it has Steam, but you can't choose it. It's built into programs that you select. It would have been nicer if you could select Steam somehow. But I suppose they would have to get rid of the key lock, I suppose. That being said, they could have been more clever about it for Steam and do something like Becco had done. And simply push two options together like these two for a few seconds to activate it. That being said, everything put aside, as a washing machine, Indesit's now at its peak because over time, every other manufacturer has got worse and worse and worse and worse in terms of, you know, performance, washing performance, spin performance, reliability, build quality, all that. This hasn't changed at all. Build quality since 2000, to be fair, this is actually the Prime underneath. It's sort of an Indesit Prime. Then Indesit Innex came out in about, I think, 2010, 11, something like that, to replace the Prime. And then ever since then, nothing's changed at all. We've got a slightly different motor, but again, you never get any motor issues. Not as far as I'm aware anyway. Certainly the board never gives out for the motor. There may be usually board issues, but it's more software than anything else, and usually a reflash of the board can sometimes fix that problem. But it never gives up. There's no components on that board that usually give up. Very rare. Very rare. The only key big issues that these have are the drums, of course, at the end of the day. They are generally one or the other. You either get longevity out of the drums, you'll get 10 years, roughly, maybe a little bit more, or you'll get 3 years. And that's usually the reliability issues that you have. Occasionally you get your dust on these control panels, it'll start beeping for no reason, but it doesn't actually ever stop being able to be used. Just beeps for no reason. In terms of programming, you're still kind of lumbered with a lot of 30-degree programs. Again, like the Duvet cycle. But that being said, apart from the programs you actually will be using, like Mixed, like the Cotton Steam, like Shirts even, like the Rapid 45 full load, they are still done at, well, 40 degrees. I'm going to do that. It will never hit 40 on, say, the Rapid full load or even normal Rapid 45. But it will on normal cotton. The whole real selling point, though, is the aerial pod program. And it's pointless. As I pointed out, it is literally Rapid 60 set at 30, which you can do yourself. Which, to be honest, a lot of people would probably use Rapid 45 and set it to 30. So why do we need a pod program? Absolutely pointless. Other than that, it's quite nice to use. It's very responsive. It's fairly well built. I do like that. You know, the drawer is actually still... Oh, it's not the best in the world, but for what you're paying for, it's definitely a lot better than what Becco is giving you nowadays. Far better. Yeah, so we're going to get a 9... Yeah, 9 out of 10. Apart from lacking in options, this is brilliant, really. Also, I've not known Indesit for a while to limit the spin. Hotpoint WT960 was the last machine that was an Indesit pointy thing that limited the spin. And even then, it would have to balance for like 20 years to try and do it. This doesn't. None of them have. In fact, I don't remember last time I had an Indesit that limited the spin. Ever. Or bought it. Might have bought it between the wash and rinse or rinse and rinse, but never on the final spin. No, they've always spun. Oh. They may limit occasionally to 800, but very rarely. Yeah. It's going to be a shame when this goes. Whatever replaces it, if it is that Chinese-made stuff, that's going to be horrid. That's going to be a real shame. 9 out of 10. Is it worth buying? Oh, yes. Is it worth buying over the Beko next to it? Yeah, I'd say so. I think the drum's slightly bigger, actually, to be honest. It is definitely deeper than the Beko. 8 kilo. The drum is slightly bigger than the 8 kilo. Reliability-wise, there's not really anything to pick between them. They're both quite well built, really. I'd say the Indesit's slightly better built. I'm not saying something a little bit, but that's, you know, Beko have cut back over the years and have made changes, whereas Indesit have stuck with pretty much the same thing for 14 years now. So, yeah, weird. It's only a shame when this goes. Right, so hope you enjoyed the review. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Give us a comment down below. And I'll see you in another review or something like that. So, bye for now.